Did you know that there are some things you should absolutely not do with crystals? Well, keep watching to find out how to properly care for and work with your crystals. I'm Sophia LePage. Let's go ahead and dive into all this juiciness. So the first thing that you want to do with your crystals as soon as you buy them, you want to cleanse them. And the reason for this is that crystals are living beings. They are encoded with energy. They have a transmission and they pick up energy. So there are crystals for all different kinds of things. But what can happen when a crystal is sitting in a shop, it's absorbing the energy of that space. So it's absorbing energy of whoever's coming into that shop, whoever's picking it up, whoever's touching it, the shopkeeper. Often crystals can be programmed to sell by not so great and ethical shop owners. So you really want to make sure that as soon as you get your crystal home, that you're cleansing it. And then after that, you want to make sure that you have a regular practice of cleansing your crystals, not only to remove negative energy that might have been absorbed by the crystal, but also to kind of like refresh them. So crystals are like people, they get tired. If they're working really hard all the time and you never give them a cleanse, then it's like, you know, if you went to work and you never took a shower and then you had to get up the next day and you had to go to work again and again and again, after a while, or you never got to sleep, you're going to feel dirty, you're going to feel tired, you're going to not feel like working anymore, you're not going to feel that happy. So crystals are the same. So we really want to cleanse them, we want to refresh them. So there are many different ways to cleanse your crystals, but I really want you to keep watching and pay close attention because some of these methods are not right for every crystal. Okay, so water is one way that you can cleanse your crystals by running them under the tap, using purified water and putting them in a bath of the water. However, not all crystals are safe to be cleansed with water. So as a general rule, if the crystal name ends in ITE, such as malachite, fluorite, selenite, pyrite, celestite, there are many of these, then it's not going to be water safe. You should also look at the chemical composition of a crystal. So for example, turquoise is not water safe because it contains minerals that can leach into the water and become toxic. So you want to look at the chemical composition. Things like selenite will actually dissolve in water. So you want to look at the hardness of the crystal. Okay, so if you're not sure, I would suggest just staying away from water because, you know, you don't want to accidentally do the wrong thing. My favorite way to cleanse my crystals is to use sage. So burning sacred sage. Sage is a smoke. It's a cleansing smoke that helps release the negative or the tired energy, the old energy from the crystal and refresh it. Another beautiful thing that you can burn is Palo Santo. You can also bury your crystal in earth with a pot plant, but again, I'd be careful of things like selenite that if they get moisture in them can melt. So again, check out how hard the crystal is. You can also put your crystals into a bowl of salt to cleanse them, but again, be careful about the really soft ones. And another way that you can cleanse your crystals is you can put them in the moonlight, in the light of a full moon. So on the night of a full moon, just lay all your crystals out where they're going to get access to that direct moonlight. And then you can let them bathe all night in that moonlight and that will really charge and cleanse them up again. So once you've cleansed out any energy that the crystal may have picked up, you want to fill up that space. There's a space that's created, right? You've released the energy that it has built up and now you want to fill it back up with a different energy. Because the thing is, if you don't charge your crystals, what will happen is they'll just fill up with whatever crap is in the environment, whatever energy is floating around. So I've got my rose quartz here, my beautiful rose quartz. So how you charge your crystal up, you just take it in a hand. So I would suggest holding it in your right hand and then just placing your left hand over it, closing your eyes and just visualizing that the crystal is filling up with loving energy. So you're just focusing on your intention to fill this crystal with loving energy. And the final thing to do with your crystal is to get to know your crystal. So here's something that often people will talk about programming crystals, and they'll tell you, oh, like quartz is so great, you can program it for anything. And I do not agree with programming. No programming. And I'll tell you why. Because programming is essentially enslaving the crystal. So remember I said crystals have a consciousness? If you are programming the crystal, you are enforcing it, you are making it do something that it is not necessarily designed for. So my advice for you, if you want to work with your crystals in the way that it's going to be the most effective and also the most loving and nourishing, is to tune in with your crystal about how your crystal actually wants to be utilized. Because crystals come in with a purpose. They have a reason that they want to be here. They have a work that they want to do. And so you can either tune in with that by meditating with your crystal, holding it in your hands, closing your eyes, and just tuning in and asking the crystal how it desires to best be used. Or if you're feeling a little like, I don't know about that, what you can do, what you can do is you can actually check out a book. I recommend books such as The Crystal Bible by Judy Hall, or there's many different books that you can find where you can look up the crystal and see what its properties are, how it's designed to be used, what sort of energy it holds, and how you can really harness that energy to bring, more of whatever it is that you're seeking to bring into your life. So there you have it. Now you know how to clean your crystal, you know how to charge your crystal, and you know how to work with your crystal in the way that it really wants to be worked with. And you also know what to do so that you don't damage your crystal or use it in a way that it's not really designed to be used. If you, my love, would like to learn more about embodying your inner priestess and your feminine magic, then click on the video that I have selected for you to watch next, or head over to my website, sign up for my mailing list, and you will get access to personal love notes from me.